Welcome back to Total Spotfest. JJ Brownlee, Jamie Faulkner, and a very special guest this week. Somewhat newly crowned champion of the world, one Miss Heidi Howitzer.
Oh, it's me. That's me. I'm Heidi Howitzer. How excited
She's
for me.
back, and I spelled your
I'm
name
back.
correctly this time and everything.
I'm proud of you. It's taken how long?
Yeah.
I fixed the second one the day after.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
Yeah. We're super big fans.
Yeah.
Heidi, whatever the fuck you call
Heidi
me.
something or another. No, we're gonna go.
Howitzer.
Yeah, Heidi Howitzer.
I have no excuse. I'm moving right along here. So thank you guys for watching.
I
Thank
know.
you for listening. We do appreciate you guys giving us some of your time here. We're going to get all into it. Lots of wrestling going on, lots of news going on, and lots of chat with our friend Heidi. So Heidi, Jamie, how have you guys been?
Ladies first.
Am I going first or is Jamie going first? Okay. I've been good. I've been really good. I got back from Japan. I am now the first, myself and Max are the first foreign tag team to hold the TJPW Tokyo Princess belts, which is dope. And they're very pink and it's adorable and I love them.
That's great.
I got over my jet lag after like forever. I'm all settled back in and doing real life, and I've had a couple weeks off since shows, which has been amazing. I basically like the end of January to like the 25th. I don't have to fucking wrestle, and I love that for me. Yeah, my body is like, can't wait to fuck that up. It's been good. It's been nice.
Well, you guys were on a breakneck pace over there in Japan as well, too. You did a lot of shows. Was it 2 weeks you were there? 2.5 weeks?
Week and a half. If it was 2 weeks, I would have been dead. It was about a week and a half.
That's a long time.
It was nice though.
So in Japan, let's just start in Japan. I feel like this is a great thing. So
it was a great thing.
So give us the best food that you ate and the one that you're like, what the hell is this? But I'm going to try it anyway and found it to be very delicious because that's a very Japanese thing.
Okay, then that's perfect. So 2 things. One, like, because the answer that everyone wants is like, oh, where did you go? What did you eat? And I'll give you like the real food answer to the what's the best food. We went to a ramen spot out in like Harajuku on the Monday night before we left, and it was fucking amazing. I had an ice cold beer. I had several ice cold beers.
No.
I had my ramen, and I like my ramen like fucking murder you death, fiery hell spicy.
Oh, okay.
They absolutely delivered because I was like, can I get that spicy, like extra spicy? Yeah. So I'm like when it comes out and it's like that like neon orange, that is my shit. So I had that and some dumplings. Oh my god, it was so fucking good. So that was probably like my like favorite meal. Also, eating in Japan, guys, is dirt fucking cheap.
Really?
What the fuck? Like, yeah, like not so. Obviously, getting over there, like plane ticket wise, is expensive. I guess I don't know because I'm the Japanese champion, so I don't have to pay for shit. You nerds, get good. Sorry, I've been sucking my own dick for like 2 seconds. I'm not. But everything else, once you get there, dirt cheap. Like the hotels, dirt cheap. The US dollar is really strong over there right now too. I think the most I paid for any meal was like $20 US, and that was the American Taco Bell that I got at the Tokyo Dome. Because I went to Wrestle Kingdom too, so we can talk about that. But only caught the last 2 matches because I had shit going on earlier that day.
Right.
But yeah, so like, which the Taco Bell was very good. But yeah, everything else, like I think we did like one of those hot pots with all the girls where like they just keep bringing food. And I like in my head, like in America that would have cost like $75 a pop.
Yeah.
That was like $18. And I went, fuck, I should have drank more.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Did you go to one of the diners that had like the conveyor belt shit?
Yes, we did that with the sushi. Same thing. I had like, I had like 25 plates of sushi. I think I paid like $12. It was so stupid. It was something. It was sub $20. It was something stupid. It was something where I was like, you got to be fucking kidding me. So the ramen place, that was, and I did have several various ramens because big noodle fan, Heidi Howitzer. But that was the best one. But my other favorite food item in Japan. So in Japan, they have convenies all over the place, which is the convenience store, which is typically like a 7-Eleven.
Sure.
They've got like 2 others or something, but like 7-Eleven is the fucking tits. Okay. So 7-Eleven convenience store, not like the 7-Eleven over here, which I mean, 7-Eleven still fucks, but not like it fucks in Japan. They've got everything and like all of the food stuffs, all kinds of like fresh food, but also like all this like prepackaged stuff. But like Japan, I guess they just don't use all the fucking preservatives and stuff. I don't know, but everything just tastes way fresher. And they have, prepackaged their pancakes, all right, and they're fluffy little pancakes, and they're like, it's like if they had like 2 pancakes sandwiched together, and inside is fucking butter and syrup, and it is so and they're so fucking good, and there's like 2 to a package, and I shit you not,
God.
once I tried them, because like, so when I first got there, as you guys can imagine, I was so nervous, guys, like just anxiety out the ass. I mean,
sure.
Obviously, I mean, like just like traveling to another country would make someone kind of nervous, I guess. But like with everything, all the pressure to perform and, you know, beat Joshi ass and all that stuff, I was a wreck. So like I didn't really have an appetite, and I grabbed some of those from the convenience store the first night and was like, oh my God. So I had my pancakes every day while I was there. They were lovely. And then the weirdest food that I had to try, also from the conveni, packaged. It looked like a fucking noodle hot dog. It was yakisoba noodles on, so like Japanese noodles on just like a bun. And I was like, surely, and like with some mayo or something, some kind of spread on there. It was so fucking good. So like we finished up one night. Yeah, we finished up one night, and like I don't remember what we had done all day. Oh, we went to Hello Kitty Land for like all day previously.
Which
I know, I saw Jamie's face.
That
yeah,
is hilarious. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was great. It was great. There's a lot of pictures that will never make it onto the Twitter sphere that are top tier. And
I can only imagine.
Yeah, and so we did that all day, which is like tiring because it's like a theme park basically. So you're on your feet, you're walking around, you're checking things out. It's very overwhelming, sensory overload. Most of Japan is a sensory overload. And then we went to the dojo. And we were at the dojo for like fucking like 4 hours easily. And by the time we're done, I was like fucking delirious. I'm hungry. I'm tired. I hurt. We go into the convenience. Like at that point, I'm like, I'm not even hungry. I'm just like, oh, I just want to go to sleep. But we still have to like go on the train, get back to our hotel. So I grabbed the fucking what looked like a noodle hot dog. I was like, surely this is just going to be fucking, I have no idea. No, it was amazing. It was great. But it was probably the weirdest thing as far as like something I just grabbed and was like, the fuck is this? But I also like weird food, so I had like octopus and stuff over there too, and but that's more normal to me than a noodle hot dog.
More standard. So you made mention of the Taco Bell. Did you do like the McDonald's and all like the American versions of stuff over there? Because everybody knows there's different stuff, right?
Yeah. I did the McDonald's. McDonald's was good. The fries tasted more potatoey. I don't know. They were just fucking better. Food's just fresher over there overall. They had some variations. So I got a spicy like cheeseburger and a spicy chicken thing, and it was cool because they just had like a spicy sauce, and the chicken was fried completely different than like I was like that very like kind of airy breading on there. Phenomenal, like really fucking good. Yeah. So it was a little different. But yeah, it was really good. Also, like just portion sizes in general are smaller, which is probably good. It's super clean there. Yeah, Japan fucks.
That's awesome.
Fantastic. So a little bit more. So like you said, you guys did a lot of matches. You know, you won the, the Tokyo Joshi Pro, the tag titles and everything. And then you were able to catch the end of Wrestle Kingdom, right?
Wrestle Kingdom, yeah.
You caught the Ospreay match, right?
Yeah, which was insane. Yeah, we got there right as the entrances were starting. So we got the dope Kenny Omega entrance. Yeah. So like that's the thing is like I really wanted to see. Yeah, it was fucking insane. I really wanted to see FTR, but I mean the good thing was I see it's a good thing. It sucks for them. But I heard it was like a short match and everything like that.
Sure.
Obviously would have loved to catch the whole thing, but the way we had our big show earlier that day, and then afterwards you go to another venue to do all the merch stuff. So by the time that was done and we got food, it was like we were only able to catch the last two. But if you're gonna catch two matches, like
those are kind of the two you want to see.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, and like nothing against Okada and fucking Jay, but like that Osprey Omega match was fucking bonkers.
Yeah, Meltzer gave it like 29 stars.
Yeah, I was like shitting myself the whole time and just like shocked. Well, so it's really interesting too because like so Wrestle Kingdom, so like Tokyo Dome, it's very much like that same setup as WrestleMania where the ramp is so
right,
long.
Right.
You're like, do you want like a little go-kart to get you there? And then there's the ring, but like so like Japanese crowds are interesting because they react. And overall, it's very different than when you go to like something like a big wrestling event in the States. And I think some of it might be bleed over from just like pandemic stuff because there are still venues where they don't allow you to cheer like audibly. You can clap, but you can't cheer. And you'll still be spaced out. But like, so Wrestle Kingdom, you could cheer, but like while people are wrestling, and this is kind of a holdover, or not a holdover from the pandemic. I think it's always been like this just from watching old tape and all that, but they're very quiet for the most part while the wrestling is going on. So you can actually like hear a lot of the strikes and stuff, which is cool because you would normally never hear that in the audience. Oh, and also, by the way, you're able to get Wrestle Kingdom tickets at the fucking Conveni at 7-Eleven. And they're like, it was like 55. Yeah, wrestling is super over there, man. It's fucking great. Yeah, it was like $50 for like really fucking good tickets. So love that for me. Because we're in fucking Japan during Wrestle Kingdom. Why are we have to go.
Yeah.
Like you can't.
That's a bucket list. If you don't do that, you will kick your ass for the rest of your life.
Yeah, like because like, are we getting to go back to Japan? Yeah, fuck yeah. But like, will Wrestle Kingdom be going on? Yeah, exactly. So so it'll be really quiet, and then like they'll still react and make noise when there's like a really big spot, or like there's still that oh shit, like and the clap and everything like that. But overall, like, there's never a time in America where like people are not making fucking noise to some extent. Or like chants and stuff. Like there's some chanting a little bit there, but yeah, overall, like it's just a very different experience. It's really cool.
Well,
they're very move oriented. Like they just sit there and it's like a big thing happens, like big power bomb. You guys hit your master blaster, whatever. It's like, ooh, then they go nuts. But until then, they're just sitting there, just enjoying what they're watching. It's completely different.
They're just taking it in. Yeah.
And I personally think that's why strong style's so over there, and like that's where the birth of the Japanese strong style truly came from. Is because it is quiet and you have to hear things. And man, like Takeshita and those people that are of that ilk, you can definitely see that. Oh,
he's so pure. He's perfect. I love him.
We're gonna talk about him.
We're gonna talk about him a little bit later on. Okay. Quite a bit. I'm very sure of it.
May or may not have a man crush on that man.
Well, so you had an awesome time over in Japan. So, you got titles to defend, so you got to go back at some point in time, right?
Yeah, we are on the card for Grand Princess in middle of March 18th at the Coliseum. And it's I'm assuming so the Max Heart tournament, they're crowning the tag team winners of that tournament this weekend for the 11th, or it's the 10th US time, I guess. So I'm assuming we're facing whoever wins the tag tournament for this weekend. So we've got that show, and then we've got another show on the 22nd while we're there. So
all right.
Yeah.
Awesome. Stay tuned for more from
We're back soon.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And speaking of Japanese wrestlers, you happen to be taking on a Tokyo Joshi Pro alum April 7th.
I sure do. Yours truly will be facing the cutest in the world. Get ready to simp. Maki Ito.
Ito-chan!
The cutest in the world!
I'm really excited. It's gonna be fun. I assume there's gonna be very little actual wrestling in that match.
I swear to God.
It's gonna be so good.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
as an official announcement, we will be there.
We got tickets. We got a hotel.
You're gonna love it. It's a great fucking card. I don't know if you saw the flyer that came out, but like obviously matches haven't been announced. But Effie's on it. Warhorse is on it too. Yeah.
Right. Effie already confirmed. Like I was on Effie's Twitch the other night, and I was like, "Hey man, I'm going to Denver. It says you're going to be there." He goes, "I'll give you a secret. I am going to be there." Like,
yeah, because y'all haven't been to a Triple L show before, right?
No, we've been wanting to go for a while, but it just finding because it's a little bit of a drive for us from Kansas City. Yeah. We got to find the right time. And I mean, in Jamie's schedule.
Lucha Libre and Laughs is a whole fucking experience. It's interesting because like regionally, that's kind of it's like a big dead zone for like good wrestling, but then Triple L just happens to fucking exist. And Nick Gossert, who's the promoter for there, has been putting on like, shows for these handful of years. And there's always cards that are like, what the fuck? Like he'll get people and you're like, what the fuck? But these last this last year of like the talent, he brought in fucking Suzuki. Like
I know, right?
Yeah, for what is essentially so a lot of people are like, oh, why don't you guys stream for Triple L? Like, why do they just occasionally put on matches on YouTube? Triple L is very much a show that is made for the live audience and not so much marketed to be towards your whatever. Like, not that it wouldn't be phenomenal as like a streamed thing, but you've got live comedians roasting the wrestlers and what's going on in the ring. You've got a bunch of fans who aren't even really wrestling fans. They're just there to go see a fucking show and have fun and get drunk. And it's great, man. It's an experience. You're going to love it. The venue's dope. It's an old theater.
For it.
Yeah. There's a big balcony. Yeah,
I think we're gonna do that, and then we're staying the entire weekend. I think we're actually gonna end up going to the Rockies game on Saturday too.
Oh, nice! You'll have fun. Yeah, that's a cool stadium too. Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, do the whole thing.
Jay was like, "We can drive back the next day," and I'm like, "Let's make a weekend. Come on,
no,
let's make a
like
weekend."
You're already there.
I need a break from sitting in my house playing video games.
Yeah. Oh, hold on. Are we talking about? We're gonna talk about video games for just a second.
We can talk about video games. Absolutely, talk about video games. Let's go.
Yeah. So Alex, Austin Reddick, kayfabe.
I could edit that out.
He doesn't give a fuck.
I'm not. No, that's too good.
Yeah.
You.
We had I had my annual sales summit this last weekend, which are always, if you guys know anything about sales meetings with outside sales guys, you're just getting fucking trashed. Yep. It's open bar. So Thursday night at one of the awards banquets, Alex had like he asked for whiskey and water, and they were like, oh, well, here's whiskey on ice. We're out of water. Okay. And like, it wasn't like where you get whiskey and it's like, here's your glass and here's a pour. It was like, here's your glass of whiskey, sir. So Alex had like 4 of those, and we'd already been thinking about getting a PS5 anyway. So he just fucking pulled the trigger, and then he went and picked one up down the street on Friday while I was in meetings. So we
more sales summits. I think you need to.
No. So it's funny because like, sorry to get off on this tangent, guys. I know you said video games.
Oh, we're nerds here. It's all good.
Oh yeah. So
I got a PS5, so I'm right there with you.
Yeah, dude. Okay, so like growing up and everything, I think we're all around the same age. We're like, something new would come out and you'd be like, oh, how could it get any fucking better than this? Like, this is like the N64 came out and we're like, holy shit. And then you're like looking back and you're like, you fucking like Echo the Dolphin for Dreamcast. I was like, this is insane. I'm a fucking
the
dolphin
PS2
in
was
the
coming
water.
out. I had a fraternity brother who just graduated, and he was going off to med school. And he left money with us so that when the PS2 launch happened, like a month and a half later, we could pick one up for him. So when he got back on break 3 months later, he'd have a PS2 waiting for him.
Yeah. And I've always been a PlayStation girl. And so with the PS4 came out, I went and got my White Destiny edition with my cute little like headset and my controller, all that stuff. I know. Oh, look at me. How quaint. And when the PS5 came out, obviously there were all those fucking you can't get your fucking hands on one, or maybe you can, but you're having to fucking sell your soul and your firstborn, which is fine because I don't like children or particularly having a soul, but I don't also want to shell out $500.
Or Jamie.
Or
Oh, I've had two.
Tell about the first one.
Okay, so I got lucky and was able to pre-order one through GameStop. I went in, grabbed it, like paid for it, just got the digital one because I couldn't get the disc version for $5.99, whatever it was. $4.99, $5.99.
We have the disc version. Sucks to suck, nerd.
My current one is the disc version. But I had that one. I'm walking out, and literally this guy stops me and goes, "Hey, would you sell that to me?" I go, "No, man. I just got this thing." And
How much did he offer you?
Well, first he goes, "I'll give you $1,000." I'm like, "No, I'm good. I'm good." Because I'm like, I know I can't get a hold of this thing for a while. Then he's like,
yeah, and you want it, yeah.
Then he goes, "Okay, I'll give you $1,000 over what you paid for it." I'm like, "Cash?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Let's do this." Like, here you go. See you later, buddy. $1,500. And then I had to wait a year.
Jeremy, how's your PS5? About that.
Yeah, I was all excited. I told him about it, and I'm like, but Christmas was fucking great for the fans.
Yeah, like that's I can't argue with that.
And then last year I got mine on Black Friday at GameStop.
Nice.
GameStop opened early, but you had to get like it's $8.99, but you got like $100 gift card and you get a free controller.
Yeah, you get all the bundle stuff.
Yeah, whatever. Like, okay, but like I was like, oh, I'll just drive up there and see how long the line is. I was the third person in line at like an hour before they open. I'm like, well, Jen, we're buying a PS5
again. Like, you know what this means? This was fate.
Yes. I'm I'm an owner on this one. So you have your PS5.
Yes.
What are you playing?
So this is what's fucking annoying. So my sales summit was in Kansas City. We had our last awards banquet and all our internal meetings on Saturday, this last Saturday. They finished at like 11, drove back to Wichita, which is like a 2.5-hour drive, got up Sunday, finally set up the PS5. And then I had to come back to Kansas City to teach hydraulic classes this week, Monday morning. So like, I've barely got to fucking touch this thing. But I will tell you what the husband is playing and what we played on Sunday together because we wanted a couch co-op. We downloaded the Warhammer game.
The free one. Warhammer. Warhammer 4000. Yeah.
The Warhammer game. There's 85,000 Warhammer games.
I know, bitch. Like
everything's a fucking Warhammer game. I'm sorry. There's so many Warhammer.
Good. It's like good. And the world is better for it, you piece of shit.
Hey, I speak PlayStation. It's fine. I know what she meant.
It's fine.
Yeah. He knew. One of us knew. I was about to apologize, but I don't care.
He doesn't deserve
okay.
Yeah. Well, so it's neat because like, so it's very much. Jamie, have you played that at all, or have you like looked at the footage?
No. I'm right now. I am balls deep in Hogwarts Legacy.
Okay,
you did get into Hogwarts. I didn't know if you were going to. Or, well, I mean, there's all the because of
Dude, it's a good
game. We'll not touch on that one in this to keep things good. But oh yeah. So I was like, where am I? Oh yeah. So on the Warhammer game, it's very much it's like Diablo, but it's like if you took all of the various functionalities in Diablo and you just made them a little more friendly and easier and or fun. But it's almost the exact same fucking game. But I do get to play. I'm very happy because you know how like it's really cool when there's like a pre-built character because you have to pick one of the pre-built characters and you're like, this is the one where you like actually are like, yeah, cool, dope. This is dope.
Right.
You aren't like, fuck, I guess I'll play this one. I'm playing a redheaded dwarf engineer who she has a hand cannon for one weapon and a fucking hammer for the other, and she's also a master like flame throwing and hydraulics, and I'm like,
that seems pretty on brand there.
And she has fucking goggles. I'm like, this is perfect. I was like, well, I have to fucking endorse this game now because they made me do She's got her short little Heidi Howitzer arms and all. But yeah, no, it's fun. So we played that on Sunday for most of the day before we watched Wakanda Forever, since we didn't catch that while that was in theaters, and that fucked.
Yeah, I
what
watched
are you looking at playing? What are you looking forward to playing most on your PS5?
I want to play the new. I say new. It's like not really new. Horizon Zero Dawn, Forbidden West.
Oh, Forbidden West. Okay.
Yeah, I want to play Forbidden West. So the thing that I spend hours playing is my go-to game. I play a lot of Elder Scrolls Online.
Okay.
And yeah, and I like MMOs. I was a Warcraft baby, so like that's my shit. I did download do the PS5 version of Skyrim, so I'm excited to do that.
Okay.
What else? Fuck. I want to get I got Elden Ring on PC when it first came out, when it still had the fucking invisible enemies bug. And I got so fucking far in that game with invisible enemies. You know what's fucking stressful with a fucking Souls game? Souls games are fucking stressful enough, right? Like you're already like, oh my god, this is like I'm gonna fucking die. You know what's worse? Yeah, having a fucking invisible enemy. You're like, cool. I guess I'm just gonna go. Yeah,
well, and the initial launch that was before they nerfed Melania too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because she was like fucking impossible. She's still like one of the hardest ones now, but they nerfed her. But she was like ridiculous. I saw Pooh Bear. It's like very popular streamer, right? Grand Pooh Bear. I don't know if you know him or not, but he spent 2.5 weeks doing nothing but fighting Melania. Literally, like 8 hours a day, 2.5 weeks. It was, of course, he had a stupid ass, like naked, no magic, no nothing build. But still,
he was playing the fucking prisoner.
He's stubborn. He's like, I'm here. Fuck this. We're gonna do it.
He's like, might as fucking well. Yeah. So like, I had stopped playing that because I was like, until they patch this is just gonna fucking kill me.
So now you think about doing it on PS5 instead.
I'm gonna do it on PS5. Yeah. It's gonna look even cooler. It looks great on PC.
Jimmy played it on PS5.
Yeah. I'll see you here in a few weeks. You want my copy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'll seriously bring it. Yeah.
Done.
Only if you autograph it for me.
Oh, do it. Sure. Do it. Well, Jamie and I are very different gamers. Jamie is very much I don't know if we ever had this talk before, but Jamie is definitely a completionist.
Oh,
self-admit.
You're one of them.
He gets into a game and he will beat the shit out of that game, but he won't do anything else. It's like that game is where he lives, right? You know, maybe he bounces around a little bit every now and then.
I've 100% in God of War. It took me a little bit over. It took me about 9 days to get it all. Like with everything, waiting for.
Oh yeah, that's what Alex wants to play a lot. Is the new God of War. Yeah.
Best game I've ever played.
Okay, fuck yeah. Yeah.
Like I literally thought like Last of Us was it. Like yeah, and then
Speaking of best game, I just downloaded or have Witcher 3 downloaded for PS5 too.
Yeah, the new
because I want to play it on there.
Yeah, the new
I want to play it on there.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
So good. Yeah, so no, I love that style. Like that's why I'm playing Hogwarts, because I'm already about 10 hours in. I'm not very far. And I've been reading. I have not looked at any spoilers. One guy has completed the story. It took him 30 hours to complete just the story.
Oh,
I'm like,
okay, that's a good amount of content though. Well, like so one reason I like Elder Scrolls, and because it's weird because I wouldn't call myself a completionist, but I like achievements, and I like achievement hunting and like titles and stuff like that. And that fucking game, I looked the other day because I was like, fuck, I need to know. I put in like 470 fucking hours into that game, and I still feel like I've barely scratched the surface, but it's great because in each zone they have like percentages, and where it's like you have this out of this many things for this whole like list of shit, and then there's like 40 fucking zones, and then you have all your PvP, and then world PvP, or not world PvP, but like large scale PvP, faction PvP, and all that. So it's like nonstop shit. But
you're definitely an MMO sort of world, and then like more epic stories, Soulsborne.
Yeah, but I also like I like the Borderlands franchise a lot.
Okay, looter shooters.
Yeah, looter shooters are my shit, and I like shit like Diablo and stuff. I like hack and slash.
That's cool.
Yeah, but that's usually. But yeah, normally I'm more of like a RPG MMO girl, but like fantasy sci-fi. Like I love like Mass Effect and like Dragon Age and all that shit too.
That's
but,
cool.
Yeah, I'll play other stuff too, but that's kind of my bread and butter.
Yeah, I enjoy watching a lot of different stuff. I watch a lot of different streamers that do a lot of different stuff like that. What I play though, I am a very different gamer. I am not a great gamer. I'm a retro guy.
Fun.
I like platformers. I like me and Jerry talked about this a little bit ago, and he scoffed at me a little bit because the game that I'm most looking forward to that's coming out in 2023 is Silk Song, the Hollow Knight sequel.
Oh, nice. Okay, I never played Hollow Knight, but I heard great things. Yeah, my problem.
I know Jamie did. As I said, it's very much a kind of Metroidvania platformer.
Well, it's Souls-like with the difficulty.
It has the Souls-like with it's tough as fuck.
Move around.
I actually haven't beaten it all the way yet. I re-downloaded it on my Switch just because.
I legitimately think I have, and now I'm thinking about it. I think it might go into play that because my reflexes are really bad, which also doesn't make sense because I'm really good at like FPS PvP. So maybe I'm just a huge liar. But like I feel like I say this, I'm like, okay, maybe this isn't actually logical. But like side scrollers, I never feel like I'm quick enough on them, and I get frustrated and I rage quit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
makes sense. I hear you.
Yeah,
I think a lot of it was too. It's like you talk about growing up. I grew up on this. This was my shit.
Hell yeah.
Of all the retro things that I have, because I got retro console thing and all the whole jazz and everything. I got some N64. I got some Genesis. I got some Super Nintendo, and I got damn near half of the NES collection. I play mostly NES games.
SNES. Yeah, SNES was my shit. Probably that was the one that I was like, that was my thing. I really liked. Did you ever play Clay Fighters?
Yeah, yeah.
I did play Clay Fighters. Yeah.
Yeah. Clay Fighters. But yeah, no. So Clay Fighters, Rock and Roll Racing, and I didn't shit on side scrollers, but I was like, they're not for me. Fucking Contra, man.
Contra's the shit.
Up, down, left, right, BA.
Yeah, Contra.
Gotta get that extra lives, man. I see people like speedrun it and like no death Contra, and I'm like, how?
I loved like all the OG Disney games for SNES too.
Dude, the old school Disney games are legit fun.
The Lion King.
Fuck Lion King. That game is hard as balls on SNES. It's one of the hardest games It's one of the hardest games I have ever played. Like Hollow Knight is nothing compared to SNES Lion King. Legit.
Yeah.
Battletoads by far is the hardest game.
Fuck yeah, I've never beaten Battletoads. I get to level 10 and that's it. I can't win the rat race.
And you're like, I'm done. Yeah. Yeah. I love the Pokemon franchise too. It's funny because I won't necessarily finish them, but no matter what, they will always take my money with every single new release.
That's what Pokemon that Nintendo are good at. They're like, hey, something new, give us money. Yesterday, because yesterday was Nintendo Direct, and we had a meeting that was just infuriating. And I told JB, I literally skipped out halfway through the meeting. It was just like on my other monitor watching Nintendo Direct. And did they announce?
You mean the part of the meeting I wasn't talking?
The part of the meeting that you didn't lead. As soon as Jamie was done with it, I was like, all right, we're done with this because they just got nothingness. As a meeting about a meeting, basically. But no, so they were announcing all the different stuff and this and that. There's this. Here's the Legend of Zelda trailer for the new game, which looks amazing. And did they absolutely say that they were releasing yesterday Metroid Prime Remastered on the Switch? Yes. Did JJ buy it immediately after Nintendo Direct?
Yeah.
Yes, I did. I had to. It was.
Yeah. Fuck, that's gonna bother me. I saw a pre-order for something recently, and I remember being like, and I normally don't pre-order stuff unless I really want like all the bullshit that comes with the pre-order. But I saw something the other day. It's gonna drive me nuts. Where I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna fucking hop on that," and like as soon as I get paid, which is stupid. But also, I don't give a fuck. I want it.
Silent Hill 2 remake, Dead Space remake.
Okay.
I went for RE4.
This is where we're gonna talk. So spoiler alert, guys watching. We did briefly touch on The Last of Us at the beginning, and they're like, "Have you played The Last of Us?" I was like, "No." But okay, here's the thing. It looks amazing, right?
Mm-hmm.
I tried to play Dead Space. I am a tremendous pussy.
Like with horror stuff?
Yeah, but it's weird because I can watch someone else play all day. Like I love like watching like horror streams and stuff. And I played the Resident Evil games growing up. I love Parasite Eve. But for some reason, man, I can't. Like
So is it the content? Is it the jump scare? Like, what is
I think
it?
it's the jump scare. It's the jump scare.
Yeah, Last of Us has got
fine.
a lot of that in
it.
Yeah.
Like Dead Space
and that's
has
why I was
a
like,
ton of them.
That's what Dead Space is. It's a jump scare as a video
5
game.
minutes in. I shit you not. I didn't get more than like 5 minutes into the game, and I went, "Fuck this," because I watched someone else play, and I was like, "Oh yeah, this is dope. I need to." I'm like, I bet I would fucking love this because I do like the occasional like survival game or something, and like I like shooters and stuff like that. I mean, Destiny was my jam until it got like all fucking whatever the fuck. And yeah, no, I couldn't do it. I couldn't fucking do it.
So did you like Uncharted?
I haven't played Uncharted.
Okay, so you've not dabbled into the Naughty Dog world.
I have not.
So Naughty Dog, I will say this, as I've professed my love to Naughty Dog at this point.
Nothing wrong with that.
It is a game that plays like a movie. So are there scares? Not really. Well, it's more of, oh shit, I'm low on resources and I gotta decide if I want to fight this guy.
There are some jump scares. There are some.
I mean, the first time you see a clicker, maybe, but
but it's not Resident Evil even.
It's more strategy.
And like it's not where the dogs jump through the fucking window and then you like are scarred for life.
Yeah, it was like, I have a heart murmur.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
No, it's not that. But it's by far one of the best stories that has ever been. And the newest remake they did, the newest like remaster that's on the PS5 is fucking gorgeous.
Amazing.
And if you've never played it before, it's a perfect version because it's the exact same game as all the other ones, right?
So I have a question for you guys, because the whole thing that led into this conversation, viewers, about The Last of Us is they were asking me if I had watched the show, and I'm one of those people like for stuff that's like that where I'm like it's gonna be cliffhangery and I know it's gonna be really good and story driven. I typically like to watch like once it's all released so I can binge it and then get pissed that season 2 isn't out yet. So here's my question, because I absolutely will watch it. This looks like 100% my shit. I'm a huge like for viewing things, if you couldn't get this from my taste in video games, fantasy, sci-fi, and then to that vein horror when I'm not having to like create my own. I love it. So here's my question. Do I play the game first on PS5 or do I watch the series?
Game.
Okay.
I would do the game, yes.
Okay. Especially since like, I'm going to get it on PS5.
The first one's not terribly long. The second one's longer. The first one's not a terribly long game, so you should be able to knock it out.
10 hours.
I could potentially. Okay, so I could. Oh, yeah, that's fucking child's play on video games. So I could knock that out. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could knock that out and then watch be done with it by the time the rest of the show is done.
For sure.
I think it gives you that insight because seeing the game through and knowing the whole story, you don't need to by any stretch of the imagination.
Right.
It's very similar, and I made this comparison, because it's probably the closest we can make to The Last of Us is The Walking Dead, right?
Right.
Lots of people watch The Walking Dead, especially back when the first few seasons when it was really good, right? Never read the comics. Had always read every episode of the comic. I have every episode of the comic.
Yeah, actually, well, it's just like
So you don't need to, but it's
nice and supplemental.
I agree with Jamie. It's better to play the game first.
Well, and so like I didn't even think about like I'm a big reader and I'm very good at not letting adaptations like piss me off if they don't follow the book. I'm just like I'm going to appreciate them for what they are 98% of the time. Every once in a while I'll be like, the fuck, if it's like completely like a completely left field thing. But yeah, so like and typically I enjoy it more if I've read the book. So
I hear you. Yeah. Same thing. Well,
you get a deeper appreciation for sure of the show, and I as a avid video game player that you are, there is not a more messed up first 20 minutes of a video game that you've ever played.
Perfect.
In the best way.
In the best way. Like it sets the entire it just
tone.
sets everything up. Oh, the tone is
Well,
after you do that TV. And watch the show, get back to us and let us know what you thought, because we had lots of thoughts about that. And we're not going to talk about the show this week. We'll talk about it more next week, guys.
Yeah. Because we got a sick ass like entertainment center setup, big ass TV surround sound and stuff, and now we got the fucking PS5. So fucking rock and roll. Yeah. No, never.
So let's dive back into the wide world of wrestling.
Oh, this is a wrestling podcast. Hey, let's do that.
Yeah.
Is it? I don't know.
All right. So there is news out of WWE that Alexa Bliss is taking a little bit of time off.
Good for her.
Okay. Yeah.
Good for her. Yeah, good for her, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the internet trolls are going ape shit because they don't get to see Alexa Bliss on their TV. And this is a nice little segue because we knew you were coming, and this was like a perfect thing. Like,
that's what she said.
Internet trolls. Thanks. Internet trolls.
Yeah.
Like, how often? I mean, you don't have to get in grand detail, but how often do you deal with them? You know, and like, what the fuck?
Constantly.
What's the deal?
Yeah. So like, they're bad for wrestlers all over, like not exclusively women, but for women, oh my god, it's fucking terrible. And it doesn't matter. Like, I have a pretty good sized fucking Twitter following, particularly for an independent wrestler and not a signed contracted worker. And the amount of just bullshit, man. Like, I mean, I mute a lot of accounts, and I'd say I still don't deal with as much of it as like a lot of the girls do. But everybody, like, it's the you suck, you're fat, you whatever, like, and then it's like a fucking like gross ass dude with a fucking like profile picture that isn't even his fucking face, or he's like this, which is great. Like, I love that for me. And you know, and they want to fucking insult you and your body of work or your body. When it's like, I don't see your fucking ass up here. And it's just one of those things you kind of learn to like. So like, there's that side of it of the trolling and like shitting on you. So you kind of just have to learn to be like, you know, fuck
those guys, right?
Yeah, like, and it's one thing too. Like, it does kind of like, I say that sometimes it's easier said than done. Like, perfect example, we had our title match at Tokyo Joshi, and like looking at the cage match reviews, like honestly pretty good reviews for like what, I mean, cage match, fuck them, but like pretty good reviews for like what the match was, because obviously it wasn't going to be a fucking 10-star, but it was, you know, 6 to 8 stars for everything, which is really good, all things considered. And someone like shit on and like was like, Heidi Howitzer is crap and blah blah blah, and I'm like, fuck you, but also you're kind of like, am I crap? You know, like
right? Why do they say that? Does he have proof?
Yeah,
of this?
Yeah, but that's like one person out of however many. But it's also one of those things, and you'll hear people say it. It's like those handful of like comments. They'll like, for some reason, like every once in a while, they'll like stick out, and you're like, but then again, it's like you have to be like, well, I've made it this far, so clearly I'm doing something right. But then you have the internet trolls and wrestling Twitter trolls and IWC trolls, along with what's happening with Alexa Bliss, which fuck them. Like, good for her. Take some fucking time off, because if nothing else, like I just said, I'm taking. Fuck, I didn't even so much do it voluntarily as it just happened, and I'm loving it. I haven't had a wrestling show since the 21st, but I don't have another one for the 25th. And my body is so happy. I'm actually like getting to like go like get some workouts in that aren't beating me up. I'm napping a lot because I'm exhausted constantly. You know, staying on top of my work projects. But like, that's the thing, is everyone has a fucking opinion. And everyone has an opinion about what you're doing and if you're doing it right or what you should be doing. And what gets frustrating seeing that is they have these opinions about what you should be doing. And it's like, dude, like half the time it's what I should be doing. These things aren't even an option, or like, this isn't even something on the table. So like, cool. I'm glad that in your fantasy booking head that this is something that I should be doing. But like, okay, like dog fucker 69, like, yeah, I'll do that. That sounds great. Yeah. Why don't you sign with Impact? Okay, cool. When they decide to fucking pick up a phone and call me, I'll fucking do that, you know?
we have long harkened at the IWC about being better, and it just seems like, I don't know. It's like I don't know what it's like. I understand, and I know from an outside point of view, objectively, that yes, women are going to get the bigger shit because men are assholes, and it's the way it is, and I understand that they're going to get a lot worse than a lot of men do, but men get it bad as well.
They get it bad too.
It feels like, though, that there is some people who get it worse, or there's some times when it happens worse, right? Jamie mentioned of Alexa Bliss, and and that's a good example, I think, because I've seen like she seems to get shit on a lot more. At least
she gets shit on a lot more, and a lot of it
of the same stature, right? Other WWE women, right?
A lot of it has to do, unfortunately, with appearance, whether that's because you're seen as the cute little hot girl like Alexa is, and like, fuck yeah, good for her, but like, so it's, those girls have it really fucking hard. And then on the other end of the spectrum, the girls who have different body types that aren't, or are bigger or look different than everybody else, are also really at that critique end, I
know Jordan Grace used to get like
that's what I was just about to say.
Poor thing,
She still does, and she looks amazing. She still does. My God.
She looks fucking phenomenal. She's prepping for a bodybuilding contest right now.
No time.
And you would say thank you and please another.
Julian Salad, man. She is ripped.
Like
So that's one of those things. Is like, unfortunately, so many of these guys think they have a right to not only what we should be doing or how we should be booked, but also what we should be doing with our bodies and what we should be wearing. And it's like, and unfortunately it's almost like you're taking what guys will say or think or whatever normally, like they might not say it to you in person, but then all of a sudden you're behind a screen and you've got a keyboard and they're more than happy to say it. So but then it's like one of those things too, is it's like, fuck, like these guys are all thinking this and they might not be like saying it to you in your face, but that's what's going through their head, and you're like, fuck, man, like you can't escape it. But it sucks because I know Alexa Bliss has been really kind of targeted by that, and I really would kind of unfortunately kind of point that to the fact that she is, she's cute and she's small and
she looks like the attainable one, right? I have no shot at Charlotte Flair, but maybe I have a shot at Alexa Bliss,
maybe,
right? I could land that. She's small and short, and she has a history of eating disorders. She's
I can target that, which is like
a dark turn right there.
But like,
that's what I'm thinking is the thought, is like, these fucking, these trolls, you think about it, that's, I don't know.
Well, and then on the same, or on that spiel as well, you've got these guys that are commenting on your, or replying to your tweets or commenting on your Instagram or whatever, that are being absolutely terrible and shitting on you. And then also, and at the same time, sliding into your DMs, trying to pick you up.
Wow.
And it's like, so that's why you always get, it's funny because every once in a while those will pop up where it's like someone will be really rude and you'll quote tweet them and be like, "This you?" And it's like a fucking screenshot of them, trying to
trying to go the other way. That's
like,
hilarious.
So I do have like my first experience of like dabbling into what you deal with is that one time you posted the picture of you wearing one of your Total Spotfest shirts. It could be purchased at totalspotfest.com.
Hell yeah.
But you literally put that on there, and like there was the thirsters all over it, and then you had the other half was like, "Why the fuck you wear that? Blah blah blah." It's like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck? Like, how come you can't just be like, "Dude, you look ripped. Good job," or
and
"Hey,
that's an amazing shirt. Where do I buy one?"
Yeah, right. Yeah, which is an amazing shirt. It's like one of my favorite shirts. Good job, guys. Fucking phenomenal. Wore it in Japan. Good work.
Yeah.
I'll get a picture in it with the tag belt, with that and the Triple L belt. I got you.
Do it.
Yeah, like it's it's mind-boggling. Like, again, it's the whole thing with like YouTube is like a fucking cesspool. I'm thrilled I don't fuck with that. That's honestly probably the worst, but it's the same thing. You know, you got your keyboard warriors, they're behind a screen, they think they can say whatever they want. I am lucky in that I'm 33. I have a career where it's a very small field that I excel in, that is dominated by old white men. So you know, so that on top of wrestling, like they can say whatever the fuck I want. I'm not going to say it doesn't like occasionally bother me, but at the end of the day, like, bro, I don't give a fuck. I'm not fucking 22 anymore. Yeah. I'm a grown ass woman. Shut the fuck up. Yeah.
And it's just funny, like you see these generational changes. Like we grew up where you don't get offended easily at all. Like people say just some outlandish shit is like, okay.
Like the shit that we saw, shit that happened on TV
somebody wear
would
something
be
a little provocative. Okay, you do you, boo.
Right.
Like we don't care as long as you're not messing with me.
Yeah.
I don't care. Like that's what we grew up with, and like slowly it's just gotten to this point where, oh my God, she's wearing that, and she weighs 138 pounds, 735. That bitch, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
It's like what the fuck, man?
Yeah.
I just don't get it. I just don't get it. And I have daughters, and I have to worry about that shit with them too.
I was just about to say, I am so glad. So when I was a teenager, MySpace came out. Mm-hmm. Fuck yeah, MySpace. Hell yeah.
That's where most people learned HTML, was MySpace.
Yeah, that's how coders became a thing. Fuck, I
need to get that pink text on my fucking name. Come on.
Yeah, and the sparkles or some shit, and get your music. Yeah, all your shit. Yeah, it was actually kind of a cool, like when you think about it, that was like it was actually kind of,
really cool
for that aspect. Phenomenal. Huge, created a generation of like coders and website designers. But like MySpace is a thing. So yeah, like you were taking like selfies and stuff, but you're having to do it with like a digital camera. So, Yeah. So we're sold.
Or the disposables. Because then you have no idea. Hopefully this works.
Yeah. And then you have to hope for the best. Like, fuck these kids and their fucking filters. I'd say that I fucking love filters. If I had filters in my fucking early 20s, fuck. Watch out, world.
You can be both.
I would have catfished so many men. Sorry. But no, but all that being said, it's hard. I can only imagine what it's like to be a teenage girl in the time of like Instagram and seeing not only like the pressure to be the hot girl or whatever, like put out content, but there's all these people that it's like they're literally their job to just be hot and be putting out content.
Yeah.
So to be compared to that, it was hard enough being a woman where of my age, so I'm 33. When I was growing up and I was a young teenager, it was the hot thing as a woman was Attitude Era divas, which is like the heroin chic, like fucking rail thin, huge tits,
thong hanging out of your pants.
Yeah, and like I'm like, I don't fucking look like that. There's no way in hell I'll ever fucking look like that. So like that fucks with you. Like I will say, at least I guess the good thing with stuff now at least is like being fit is at least in, as opposed to just being like this big around. So I mean that's like positive, but it's still no matter what, as a teenage girl, it fucking sucks.
Oh, it's rough, man. I've seen it firsthand with one of my daughters. I had one get really bullied hard on Snapchat and everything, and it's like it fucked with me. Like you know, but like, and to see grown ass men do it too. Like, okay, little immature kids are fucking hurtful and mean, but like grown ass men do the exact
same shit.
That's the fucked up part that I think about this whole thing. You know,
yeah. Sorry. I just thought this would be a fun topic.
Be better, IWC, goddammit. Be fucking better.
Be
Come
fucking
on,
better.
we can do it. That's our mission.
Yeah.
We're gonna make the.
You're gonna turn the IWC around. God fucking.
We have our
man.
good moments. You know, those of us online. We have our good moments. Things happen, right?
Yes.
People get behind us and send millions of dollars to the Briscoes family, right? You know, it's like there's good moments, and then there is this shit, and it feels like this shit.
Yeah. Just let that girl enjoy some time off. Fuck. She's been signed for like a decade
and
now.
if you really want to be all thirst trap and stuff, go check out Mandy.
Mandy Rose. She's doing great.
Mandy, I mean, and
she made $1 million. Already made $1 million since she got released. Like, go her. And you know what?
Yeah.
I could give two shits. I'm happy for her.
Yeah.
And she's like, I don't feel jealous. like maybe I'll wrestle again one day, but right now it's not my focus. Like, why would it be? Shit.
Yeah. I don't. If I could like fucking just.
Do it.
No, I'm not going to go down that line.
Do it.
I can't.
Of you with like really awkward photos and shit. Like, just really awkward.
It's in my WoW contract that I can't have an OnlyFans. Now, after WoW, that's different because I have an ass that don't quit and I have a lot of creepy fans. So mama needs to make some money. Then we can buy another PS5.
There you go.
But yeah, like that's the thing is like OnlyFans is a great source of income now for a lot of wrestlers, and it's one of those things that 5 or 6 years ago people would have been shitting all over, and now it's like largely accepted as just something you can fucking do. Hey, you want to see my butthole? Here, pay $10. It's cool. Send it my way.
I think it's not all X-rated. As everybody's
no. There's a lot that's non-full nudity. It's just like suggestive stuff, which is great too.
Like I remember Kylie King.
Most of the wrestlers are that way.
Yeah, most of them
do like thong shots.
Yeah,
like Kylie King said this. Like I'm thinking about doing this. If I do it, this is what it'll be: bikinis, lingerie.
Some
behind the scenes videos and stuff.
Plenty of people say like no nude. It's not nudes, but it's everything but, and then it's like Patreon Plus is what I consider it.
Basically, yeah.
Well,
if it gets you extra money, fucking do it.
I don't care. Yeah.
I don't care how you
make
get your
that money.
Be happy. Be happy with who you are. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Those of you who want to see JJ cram himself into bikinis and make an OnlyFans, just comment down below. I'll do it. I'll
take pictures of my nasty ass feet, put them on Feet Finder. Let's go.
Let's do it. So let's pivot hard away from this idea. AEW happened last night. You want to talk about AEW? What were you gonna say?
Yeah. Do you want to talk some Dynamite?
Let's talk about some Dynamite. Damn it! All right.
This is great because guys, just spoiler alert. I was at training tonight, so I have not seen this episode.
We will dictate the entire show for you. Sit down for 2 hours.
Perfect.
All right.
All right. So the very first match we're not talking about. We're saving that because it goes very well with another match.
What's your overall thoughts of the night, first of all, Jamie, just as a whole on the show?
It
was an odd Dynamite. I'll put it that way.
Very Hill and Valley-y.
Yeah, it was odd. Not in a bad way either.
Well, the ending sucked,
not a great
and that's
way.
where I'm starting at the end.
Let's start at the end. All right, so we're going to go in
you
reverse.
can't just say this. Just fucking tell me what happened because I'm just like...
Okay. Yeah, you're like, I tried to give you updates and then I quit.
Yeah. That's fine. I heard about the only one I cared about and I was disappointed, so...
Yeah. All right, so you had the main event of the Acclaimed versus the Guns.
Okay,
and
Ass Boys.
Ass Boys.
Rod and Todd Ass.
Rod and Todd Ass. So, how can I put this? Acclaim lost the belts.
Somebody on this podcast predicted that feels like what was going to happen. Do you remember that, Jamie?
It was not me. It was you.
Okay, so...
It felt like they were going to do that for the last... I was like, I have a feeling they're going to drop the belts. They're going to drop the belts to the Guns.
Here's the thing. If you drop it to the Ass Boys, you don't put heat on anyone else that you want to build as a tag team, which is not a bad thing.
Correct.
And anyone can take those off of the Ass Boys and it will be super fucking over. And the Ass Boys are enjoyable as a shitty little asshole fucking like seeing them grow from what they started as has been phenomenal.
A bad tag team.
No, I was just like, oh, like as soon as I was like, what the fuck, and then I'm like, oh yeah, no, this actually makes perfect sense and is really good booking. So yeah, that's my thought.
The Acclaim don't need the belts. They are the most over thing in
they're
wrestling.
over as fuck. Yeah.
Right?
Which is also another group of guys that were super fun to see them grow.
Absolutely. And who's probably the tag team that they're lining up to be the next big thing? It was somebody who was in the match before that. I would say Top Flight, who beat Young Bucks a few weeks ago. They're healthy. They're amazing.
Yeah, so the tag team scenario in AEW is a weird one because they're really trying to. It is, but like you have the Bucks, but the Bucks are doing the trios thing.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have FTR right now because they're probably going back to the E.
Dark Order is buried.
Dark Order is fucking buried, poor guys. So it's like it is the Guns right now. Because you haven't built the Best Friends up. You haven't built up any of the other guys, really. Top Flight's getting built.
Well, it's interesting because I love that AEW actually takes they do a good job with their tag teams. Because I'm a tag team wrestler. That's what I love.
Tag team champion.
I am.
As a fellow champion, I have to point that stuff out.
I see that. I see that. That's very nice. That's actually really cute. I like that.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
I've only won it twice. I've won it
majestic.
8 times.
Hey, not champion. Please be quiet. Okay.
Oh, damn. All right. Words from the champ. Stiff words from the champ.
Well, us champions can talk like that to non-champions. It's okay.
Fair. That's fair.
I have only won this belt twice. I need this. Let me have this, please.
No, trust me, as a many-time jobber, I understand. Please, let me have this.
Tag teams.
Oh yeah. Yes, thank you. I was like, where am I with this? I actually love that AEW does have a very deep tag division, and it's great because there are one thing AEW is good about because people aren't constantly for the most part. I was gonna say people aren't just constantly shoved down your throat, but then there's Sammy Guevara, who I could happily never see again, and I'd be thrilled. But compared to how the E does things, you're normally not having these acts, you're not seeing the same fucking match week after week after week.
Exactly.
So there are instances where you're like, oh shit, yeah, they have these guys too. So yeah, it's interesting because while they do have a lot of young tag teams, they do have a lot of experienced tag teams too. So it puts them in a really good place. So, but I am curious to see, what they do from here. I do think that was a good booking decision. I'm curious to see how long they decide to keep the belts on the Ass Boys, because they could do it very easily as transitional, someone immediately takes it off of them, or they could run with it for a bit and just keep building heat. So.
Well, the thing that killed me was the crowd reaction. Everybody was stunned, but it didn't have that boo. It was everybody.
The silence.
Yeah,
there was
it was
what the fuck
nothing.
was that?
Then
sort of
they
thing.
did. Then they started getting after him, but it took them a minute. It completely shocked everybody. It wasn't clean, which was perfect.
Right.
But it also didn't line up
in there.
They also didn't line up properly time wise. They had a few timing incidents on the show, so they kind of were standing around a little awkwardly, after it, and it made it even more awkward, which in a way is good. I kind of dig it because it goes with the whole shocked vibe, but
right.
Yeah. I think they're going to lose it at Revolution, personally. I think they're probably going to lose it back to the Acclaimed, or somebody could be out of nowhere to get it from them. I don't know. I mean, the Acclaimed are still so fucking over right now, it hurts.
They don't need a belt.
They don't, though. That's the thing.
They don't, and, and think about, you talk about the tag division. There's the Butcher and the Blade. Kings of the Black Zone.
I love them.
They are great. I mean, but they're also heels, so they don't fit well into.
But did you see Butcher shaved his head and he looks 10 times more scary?
Oh, but he's gotten shredded he's fuck, man.
And I love him. He's an angel. I went and saw Every Time I Die.
I miss them.
Fuck, this was long before well, it was great because I saw Every Time I quick aside. I saw Every Time I Die. This had to have been 8 years ago, something like that, 9 years ago. And I was wearing a CM Punk shirt, and he was wearing a Harlem Heat shirt, and we got a picture together after the show.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I never get to see them live. I always wanted to go to Buffalo when for those of you who don't know, Every Time I Die is the Butcher's former band. They broke up. But they used to do it was a concert / wrestling show they would do at this semi-outdoor venue up in Buffalo every year.
Mhm.
I just seen videos of it. Looks amazing. I was like, I want to go to that. Like he
Fuck
actually
yeah.
like in the middle of like one of their sets, he stopped playing. The rest of the band kept going, and he went and beat someone up in the ring. Came back and
Fuck
finished the
yeah.
song. It was
And like
amazing.
he's great, and he's one of those guys too. Like I mean, he just like tweeted about the other day, that like he didn't even start training until he was in his 40s.
Sure.
And like, yeah, like a lot of people don't realize that. And I mean, as much as I will like get kind of bitter about the fact that I didn't start training until I was 28 or so thereabouts. Like I wish I had started training when I was 20, 21. But I mean, that's something you can start when you're not, you know, a
Yeah,
child.
so I mean, they got
Really
the
start.
young, they've got the Acclaim, they got the Guns, they got Top Flight. You know, they've got the kind of more seasoned. They got Butcher and the Blade, they got Kings of the Black Throne, they've got Roosh and Preston Vance, which they could do. You know, that whole thing. Private
Mhm.
Party when Mark Quinn gets healthy again. You know, I'm sure that they'll be back on it. You know, so there's options that live there. It is deep, and I like the idea because no other belt they do this to of passing this around, right?
Right.
Letting it shine. It goes there for a little bit, goes there for a little bit, goes there for a little bit.
I think they should
Screw it.
have I mean uh God, it's so hard to say Austin Reddick. Um thinks that like very much thinks that like the TNT title should be more of that like the old
Absolutely.
school like yeah, just be
Absolutely.
on more of a rotation. And I don't think that would be
please.
bad for the tag team belts either. I think every once in a while for the right team, it should sit on them for a bit, like
Sure.
when it is someone like the Elite or FTR or like a really dominant team. But outside of that, yeah, you do have such a deep and large tag team division, where it's not just a bunch of singles guys thrown together. And you also have one thing that AEW does that I think is really cool and great is they have so many stables. So like realistically, it might not be a tag team, but it's still not two singles guys thrown together. There's still guys who
Give the Dark
wrestle as
Order
as a
their
unit.
moment. Give them a moment.
Yeah,
Come on.
yeah,
But
exactly.
they
So
won't.
yeah,
But.
I think that's valid. Yeah.
So that's how the show ended. Do you want to go in reverse order then, Jamie?
No, I like to jump around because I'm just like Kid and Play and all them. All right. So yeah, let's talk the women's match because it was quick, but it set up a lot of stuff. And that's Jamie
Okay.
Hayter going against the Bunny. Quick match.
Let me just say, we stand the Bunny in this house, and I love the Bunny. The Bunny is the best fucking worker in that women's division. I love the
Okay.
Bunny. Sorry, outside of the Joshis, the Bunny is phenomenal. Bunny goes out there and works her fucking ass off to make whoever she's in there with look amazing, and she deserves all the love in the world. And I love Jamie Hayter, but how dare she not lay down for the Bunny? Anyway, proceed.
Well,
that's
she
that's
is
my
the
2 cents
champ.
on that.
She's a
She is
champ.
the champ.
The match it felt like there was a little botch at the end. Did it feel like that? There was a botch on one of the suplexes?
No, it felt like some of that match got cut for time because the first match went hella long.
Yeah, because all of a sudden it was like a weird kind of like almost reversal suplex, and then immediately it was Jamie Hayter's finishing move.
Oh, someone got to go home. Yep.
Yeah. It felt like a botch at first, and then it was like, okay, all right.
Yeah.
You know,
No, they probably got to go home.
More than likely.
And then afterwards,
especially with segments afterwards, yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah, because right after that you had Saraya and Toni Storm. I am deeming them the E-Girls. I feel like that just makes a lot of sense.
It's adorable.
Thanks. I came up with that.
Jamie and his monikers.
Hey, I'm good at them. But anyway, the E-Girls are up there congratulating Jamie. All this stuff, setting up for either Saraya or Toni to go against her and Britt at Revolution.
Perfect.
Is so damn obvious.
Jamie has a very large, in-depth play about this. It involves a lot of people, by the way. We'll tell you some other time.
I feel like the women's division's fully in a faction. And
like
the
faction.
former WWE girls, the E-Girls, are going to be on one side. The
AEW
except for Ruby. He doesn't include Ruby in that. Hey, Ruby.
Ruby's gonna side with E-Girls at first, and she's gonna turn on them, and then join the AEWs. And then I say Hikaru Shida does the reverse and goes over with E-Girls.
Okay, I like that. You want to hear my unpopular opinion?
Of
Sure.
course.
I think it was a good idea to bring Paige on board, just for optics and everything, and she's a good personality. I don't like her as a wrestler.
I agree with you,
I don't.
actually.
Yeah. And like, I think a big part of it too is like, I think she looks phenomenal. I don't want to body shame at all. I think she looks phenomenal. However, she does have that very much like, still like the Divas era, more like body type, where she looks like she could get like broken by a lot of the girls in the AEW ring.
And
Like
her chiropractor and her surgeons would probably agree with you because her neck has been reconstructed several times over.
Yeah, and again,
which
like
that
she looks great and everything like that.
That fucking worries me, you know? I mean,
yeah. She doesn't have like. I mean, maybe she does have some muscle on her, but she doesn't look like she has a ton of muscle on her, and it just like makes me like, fuck. But no, like,
there's certain women, there's certain characters that we have in the company that I feel are better suited to be more figurehead-ish, right?
Yes. I think she's almost too much in the like main event storyline for the women than I think it would be better served to have one of the other women there. I don't know who off the top of my head. I haven't really put a lot of thought into it, but just like a general oh yeah, and side note with the women, I want Yuka to win the fucking Ring of Honor women's title. Yeah.
Oh, dude.
I love her.
And I want to see Yuka and Athena. Let's do that.
That's gonna fuck.
Let's do that.
Yeah. Anyway, yes, proceed. Sorry, that's my quick little aside on the women's division.
No, and I completely agree. And when we talked when she came in, we thought she had a very short shelf life of like a match here or there.
Occasional matches, right?
Yeah.
Be a mouthpiece, and I think she's better suited for that. But to your point, she has to be with the right opponent. Like Britt is a good opponent for her very first opponent because that's more realistic. She goes in there with Nyla. She goes in there with even against Toni Storm. You know, like it doesn't like she could get broken in half.
Yeah, by God.
So hopefully it feels like they're building that into this because we haven't seen her wrestle. She's wrestled twice on TV and in a pay-per-view, or 3 times on TV because it was like 2 tag matches, a singles match. The LA was kind of a pay-per-view, and then once on there. So I'm good with all that. They beat up Leva Bates too, and they painted their thing is painting L's on women now.
Poor Leva.
I love Leva.
I love
her. Like the nicest lady ever.
She's so sweet.
Nobody's ever said a bad thing about Leva Bates.
No, she's amazing.
Nobody.
She's a sweetheart. Yeah. I worked her while she was dressed up as fucking Cactus Jack.
Oh, nice.
That's
amazing.
Look on YouTube. It's a 3-way tables match with me, Heather Monroe, and Leva dressed up.
Oh, that was a Halloween
like 20
match,
minutes
wasn't
too.
it?
No, I think Leva just wanted to
just wanted to dress up. Okay.
Which, like awesome. she just does that a lot. She do the cosplay, so it was fun.
That's Leva. Yeah.
All right, so let's go ahead and talk about this, and then we'll get into the good stuff. The Guevara Garcia gauntlet for Ricky Starks. This is why I stopped because this irritated me.
I hate Sammy Guevara, man.
Oh, so
I can't fucking stand him. It's like not good heat either. It's like go away heat. Like,
X-Pac heat.
I just don't. Yeah, I was like, I don't want to fucking watch you on my screen. Give me literally anyone else.
Is that for months?
Yeah, give me literally anyone else. I just could give 2 fucks.
I know.
And the poor thing is they got awesome ass Daniel Garcia paired with them.
I love Daniel Garcia. Every time he comes out, I yell, short boots, tall socks, tiny hat, towel. And I love him. Little boots, tall socks. Yeah, Daniel Garcia forever. I'm normally not, and it's weird because like, that's not normally like the kind of pro wrestler I'm going to be like, fuck yeah for, but I love Daniel Garcia. I don't give a fuck. Number 1 player hater.
Well, you will be upset because when he did come out, he was wearing pants.
Fuck him.
Yep. Yeah, fuck you, Daniel Garcia.
He went full on.
How no one really cares about
would.
you.
Hey. Yeah.
All right. So it starts off with Angelo and Matt 2.0 or whatever they're called now, going against Ricky, and Ricky beat them with the quickness, with the quick spear. pin. It was ridiculous. It made them
Matt's match was all
off.
5 seconds. I mean, and none of this needed to happen. This is all just a waste of
it's
fun.
all just
this whole thing is a waste of time.
It's a waste of TV time.
This whole story is like, who cares anymore?
Yeah, I could give two fucks about I say JAS. I like individual members in there.
Mm-hmm.
I love fucking Daddy Magic and Angelo Parker. They're fucking great. put coked up fucking Daddy Magic on the screen all day. I love Daniel Garcia. Jericho in the right spots is great.
It's Jericho.
The girls I can take or leave, honestly, but like Sammy can go fuck himself. But like JAS as a unit has unfortunately been so featured ever since the like inception of AEW. I'm like, I just want to see someone else.
It's Wish.com Inner Circle, right? The Inner Circle was great, you know?
Yeah.
This is just, and I think part of the shtick of it is that it is cringeworthy a little bit, right? You know, they're over the top. Okay, I get that, right? But don't give me 20 minutes of them every fucking week on my TV.
Yeah,
right?
That's really it. It's just a little too much.
Let's pull that back. You could have had, I don't know, a second women's match in place of most of this. I'm just saying.
Well, yeah, and I love me some Ricky Starks. Like, this is the problem.
Yes, I love Ricky.
Love Ricky, but I hate this program.
Well, they're doing this to keep it occupied because they want to have Ricky. The long-term plan is obviously Ricky and MJF, right? That's going to be a long time. Right. I get it. Cool, right? So Jericho's a placeholder. Jericho's a pretty good placeholder, but I don't care about all this other stuff around it, right?
Yeah. Yeah, now at this point, it's unfortunately reached the point where I go, once I find out Jericho is getting his hands on literally anyone in a program with anyone, I'm like, great, this is going to be a fucking Jericho program. That shouldn't be my fucking
for the next 2
reaction
months.
to that. I should be like, fuck yeah, Jericho match. I'm just like, ugh, like how long is this going to drag out?
The one Jericho program that recently just happened when he was the Ring of Honor champion was my favorite because he was doing lion tamers all over the damn place and it just made my heart happy.
Shocker. Yeah. I didn't even think about that. Yes.
Your opponent in Denver is doing a lion tamer. I don't want to spoil this for you, Heidi, but somebody on this podcast is going to be yelling and screaming and cheering for you to be in a lion tamer, just so you know.
I need to find out how to say it in Japanese. I need to find out how to say it in Japanese. And I'm going to yell it at the show.
No, you don't. That is absolutely not what you need. You should not.
Welcome to my world.
Time,
okay.
You know it's me.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay. One day he'll stop. He's given a contingency for what will cause him to stop. One day, I have faith it'll happen. I won't hear a lion tamer coming out of my right ear all night long.
I just need a lion tamer in front of me in person for a win.
You could do it too, Maki Ito. That would count.
She doesn't do lion tamers. We've already went over.
Okay,
this.
All right. Moving on. Let's go back to Dynamite. So Jericho.
All right.
Yes.
So let's go into the start of the really good matches. So you had the Trios Championship match, Kenny Omega and the Bucks going against Top Flight and AR Fox. AR Fox.
I love AR Fox. That was a really good pick.
I'm glad he's getting. I'm glad he's getting the airtime. He's getting the notoriety.
Yes.
Finally,
he deserves it.
Because my God,
yeah, he deserves it.
He's so good.
If you like flippy spinny shit, this match is for you.
I thought this match fucked. I loved it. I loved it.
Yeah.
Technical guy, flippy spinny motherfucker. That's the way we go here.
Yeah,
I love the flippy spinny shit.
Amazing match. Of course, the Elite won, but it was really, really good. You got to see some really cool,
really good pair up too.
They are.
Yeah.
And Top Flight. I'm telling you, they are building Top Flight to be something. They're young. They got the look. They got the skill. I mean, they are a young Edge and Christian, right? You know.
Yeah. Absolutely. And then with AR Fox too, and that additional experience, like
absolutely.
All they need to do is come out with fire and AR Fox holding a goblet, and then we got the Brood, right?
Some sick ass entrance music. Give me the same entrance music and some frilly shirts. Frilly shirts. Very important.
Dude, that would be great. Like,
well, we have okay, so where that actually stems from, Heidi, is Jamie and I long talked about the future tag teams of AEW, right? And we talked about this a long time ago before the Acclaimed became a big thing, and we included the Acclaimed in that. And I made the reference that I see the Acclaimed as being like a future like Dudley's or Team 3D, right? I feel like they got that. They got the mouth, and they got the guy who's like the worker, and they kind of feel like that, and then. So who would the Hardys be, right? I was like, that's kind of like Private Party. Private Party's got the Hardy stuff. And so I think Edge and Christian, because I'm trying to fit another one in there. That's why I'm just trying to force it. So the match was fantastic, though. It wasn't my favorite match of the night, though, Jamie. It wasn't. Surprisingly.
Oh, I know. It's because our sweet boy is coming up, isn't he?
Yeah. So we had two matches that went into were a part of each other, and that was Takeshita going against MJF, and you had Bryan Danielson going against Roosh.
I bet I completely forgot that was tonight. Yeah.
Oh, that was bloody as fuck. Like Bryan Danielson got his head split open 2 minutes into the match.
Legit gash here.
Yeah.
Like here, like a deep gash.
As I'm sure you guys are aware, like head wounds, especially like unintentional hard way head wounds, bleed a fuck ton. Like
this was not a blade. This was 100%.
Yeah, like little like eyebrow gashes and stuff will just like gush.
I think it was vertical. I think it was from a chair because he got thrown into the barricade, and then he got picked up again and thrown into a chair that was by the barricade, and
and it just hit him in the right. Yep,
had a crimson mask. It was
fuck yeah. I can't wait to go back and watch that.
It was awesome. It was cool.
That match was amazing. By far a technical masterpiece. Like, people sleep on Roosh so much.
They shouldn't. He's fucking phenomenal.
That guy can fucking wrestle.
And he has great presence too. Like, it's not a lot of times. I say it's not a lot of times. Obviously, there's plenty of guys that are signed that can do this, but it's not always where you can wrestle to that ability and also have that much physical charisma to go with it.
Oh yeah. Plus, he's varied. He can go physical. He can go technical. He can go submission. He can do It's kind of like Bandito, and I don't want to put them just because they're both Mexican, but they have very similar styles, the two of them.
Yes,
because they're very mixed in their style.
Yeah, Bandito's fucking dope.
Oh
yeah.
Oh,
love it.
Plus, I love the crowd in this one in El Paso. So you got a large Hispanic crowd. And it was just lots of C's and no's instead of yeses for Danielson.
Yes,
and it was, oh my God, the crowd was up for it. There was Bendejo chants, it added to it, especially with a Mexican wrestler. It was great.
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah.
But did you notice the moment? You obviously didn't, Heidi, but like Aubrey almost shit herself because there was a spot on the outside. Roosh had Bryan like held up, and he had blood on his hand, and he started to lick it, and literally Aubrey just rushed in there and slapped his hand like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Like it wasn't like some blood on his hand. It's like he had ripped. He had gone like full Temple of Doom and just ripped into his body, just covered. Like I'm telling you, there was a lot of blood in this fucking match.
Hell yeah, yeah.
Aubrey's just like, that's not sanitary. Stop it.
I love that shit. That's my shit. That shouldn't be my shit, but that's my shit. Okay,
Aubrey was on point.
It was.
But,
and then fun fact is Takeshita bled earlier in his match, and by far, away, ladies and gentlemen, match of the night.
It was. It was so.
Can I just say, because I'm sure you guys will agree, I love Takeshita, and also I feel like I can say this as one half of the TJPW Tokyo Joshi Princess Champions. Takeshita is my president and my champion because DDT also under the Cyber Fight umbrella. So yes, also a very large point of pride. Takeshita and Max were on the same show recently, and Takeshita asked to take a picture with Max. I know. Don't worry, we've all been very geeked about it. And then it got posted on the internet, and then now I have to make Takeshita a pair of goggles. I'm going to make him little Cinnabon ones, so they're like baby
fantastic
with like the white little swirls.
Oh.
Yeah. I love him. He's so sweet. He's so nice and pure and wonderful, and everything is good in the world.
Like, I love his Twitter is fantastic. Like, he moved to America and then he made his first Costco run, and that was a series of. That was like the best thing I seen the entire weekend. It was like his updates from Costco.
I love it. And like it's wild because I was talking to Alex about this the other week. Like it's I don't know the last time. I mean, I'm sure we can think of a couple people, but that a foreign wrestler has managed to get over this completely before even like not that I would say speaking minimal English, but yeah, speaking minimal English really just with his pure presence and personality and body of work alone. Like, I mean, the guy is a fucking megastar. But that normally never happens. Like, or that's so rare.
I think the closest I would say would be Shinsuke, and that's not even.
Yes, I would say that. I mean, then you have like different. On the and you've got wow, I can't even think of his name. What's that? Andrade, and Io, Asuka. But I think like NXT Asuka more so than even like now, which now Asuka, fucking hell yeah, give me Murder Clown Asuka all day long.
Yeah,
give me Kana.
As long as they go deep into Kana, if they go deep into Kana, I'm so
fucking hard because like obviously it was teased that was what we were gonna get. When she came out, I was just like, yes. But yeah, like it is kind of fun and exciting to watch because again, you really don't get that many, especially Japanese wrestlers. I think it's been a long time since like someone got that over that quickly too, with no real prior build up to him either.
Yeah, I mean, he got over the most natural way possible in a very AEW way. He wrestled, and people were like, "Holy shit, look at this guy go!" Like I don't think you saw the episode yet, Jamie. And I said, "Did you watch this?" And he goes, "I haven't seen it yet." I'm like, let me know what you thought. And then 2 hours later, Jay goes, "Holy shit, this Takeshita guy." And I was like,
"Yes, yeah, this is the fucking guy." Like,
I mean, that's how he got over. It's the most natural thing, and it's a very AEW thing. I know,
and he's just so likable. That's the thing too. Is it's like they were almost forced into a position of pushing this guy and showcasing this guy, which I love. And I do love, that's one thing I will say, like, I don't want to sound, no, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to sound like a Mark. It's fine.
You're not playing by these people yet. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I really appreciate about AEW is that they very much do react to what they see, but like what they see from the crowd reactions and what they see in someone as it happens. Sure. WWE, while as much as they seem like they'll last minute change shit like the day of, and it's super fucking annoying, they have this thing where they're like, this is the plan and we are sticking to it no matter fucking what. This is our point A, this is our point B, we are going to get there. And whether you like that person or not, I say you like that person, you as the fucking WWE universe or some shit, like, it's like very much a fuck you, this is what's going to happen. AEW doesn't seem to have any trouble pivoting. Outside of, some outliers, obviously they have their things that they like or their things where you're like, what the fuck are you doing, guys? But for the most part, if something isn't sticking or if someone shows up that is like super fucking over, that the fans really connect to, or something seems to be working, they're like, fuck it, well, let's kind of see where this goes, and I think that's really commendable. Like that's really cool because I don't think that would happen in very many other environments, if any at all.
Yeah.
It's very old school of them.
Yes.
Like, because Takeshita, just the universal language of wrestling, man. He's got what I like to call it.
Yes. Yes. I mean, you watch him for 5 seconds and you're like, oh yeah, this is the fucking guy.
And then if you do any research on him and you're like, oh, this guy has a Cinnabon fetish. And he's it's like the most likable person outside of being a wrestler. It's like, would, this guy lived down the street from me. I'd be like, yes, I would take him to the store and hang out with this dude. He's a cool, adorable.
He's arguably one of my favorites right now. Does he even have a shirt yet?
He has a shirt, I think.
Because I will. I
don't think it was a great design, but I think it was anyway. We'll find out.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like I can't remember a time where this is one of the very first times I think AEW's really ran hard with it. Like before they ran with it a couple times. Like the thing that pisses JJ off the most is like who was one of the most over guys every time he's out there? Miro. Where is he? You know?
Yeah.
He's not there, but he's so fucking
he
over.
got hurt. He took some time off. He had some Hollywood stuff. Cool, right?
Yeah.
He's available now.
Yeah, I do. So I agree with this. I do also though think that one thing that is tricky for a company like AEW when they have AEW WWE, they have such a large roster. I think WWE suffers from this more because they only like to use like the same fucking 8 people for everything.
Yeah. Three people own 6 titles. So yes.
Yes, yeah, it's fucking stupid. Sorry, I don't mean to be a fucking hater.
No, it's
but here
fucking stupid. You're not wrong.
I can't stand that. It makes me legitimately we really only watch the pay-per-views because of that. But yeah, so AEW, the roster is so deep that it's and the way they are reactive with their storylines, which is good to an extent, but it's also one of those things like you've got a deep roster and you've got these guys and it's like, okay, where do I put this person in? Where do I slot him in? Because like I don't want to see. We're not going to watch fucking Miro squashing people on Dark as much as like I would love to see Miro squashing people on Dark, but just in general, you see what I mean? It's like so like but yes, I agree with you. I wish he was doing something, but I think he would be. I think they've got Joe doing what they would have Miro doing.
Yeah.
And I fucking love Joe, and I think. Unfortunately, I think Joe has less matches left in him than Miro does. So if you're going to be, so if you're going to be using somebody like that right now, use fucking Joe. Again, I would love to see Miro doing shit, but that's just kind of like my thoughts there.
For what it's worth, we all wrote off Brian Cage, right? It's like, oh, Brian Cage ain't happy. He's back there. He's going to be gone the second his contract's up.
But Brian
Resigns his contract. And it's like, that's weird. And now he's getting the push.
And I will say, but here's the thing.
Take
Brian
some extra
Cage,
time and do whatever.
Yeah, I think he finally realized his place though on the card, which is to be like that mid-card gatekeeper and be good with that because like Brian Cage is like an attraction and stuff, but I don't want to see fucking Brian Cage at the top of the card. I just don't. Sorry, Brian.
Yeah, I mean, he
does cool shit and I want to see him wrestle people, but I don't need to see him fucking.
Yeah, when he was on top on Impact, it was a different type of Impact. I mean,
yes.
I mean, shit. One of his major feuds was against Tessa Blanchard, if that gives you any sort of idea about what type of different Impact it was and is a different time. So
yes,
it's it's like, I get it. You were a top guy. You were there, but I think he's found it. I think the Ring of Honor thing too. We've talked about this, Jamie and I have a lot. That the Ring of Honor thing.
That's going to expand a lot of things.
Actually, once because you got guys who are, almost designed to be Ring of Honor guys, right? And they're supposed to start shooting some TV something soon. We don't know. But when that happens, that'll free up more spaces and you might have some more stuff. And there's more flexibility and movability. So
I agree 100%.
We'll see. But
yes, Takeshita for president. I love him.
Preach.
We stand Takeshita.
Yes.
So
he lost, but it was cool.
It wasn't it was to be expected.
It was a great match. So.
You now have confirmed for your main event at Revolution, 60-minute Iron Man between Danielson and MJF, which we all know that was going to happen. And so now you got a month out, and we'll see where they go with that. So, like I said, it was an interesting episode. Some really good stuff, some really odd stuff. Yeah, it is what it is.
Yep, that was Dynamite, ladies and gentlemen.
That was Dynamite.
It was
Dynamite.
Also, y'all, not to put you on a timer, but my phone battery is very low. So
okay,
just a heads up.
We're gonna wrap it up here. We've gone a little longer than we usually do. So
I'm just letting you know. Well, it's because I'm so charming and lovely. It's such a nice time
we did spend a half hour talking about video games. So I mean,
I was gonna say also I'm a babbler, so I mean, there's that.
Okay,
Heidi Howitzer likes to talk. Wow, so weird.
Well, I'm gonna give you one more chance to talk here. So we do want to thank our friend Heidi for being our guest host this week here. Tokyo Joshi Pro Women's Tag Team Champion Heidi Howitzer, that is. Heidi, please you're entering Plug City. Please give us a little bit what's coming up, where they can find you, what's your socials. Plug whatever the hell you want. Go for it. Let's go.
That's what she said.
Oh!
Hey. funny. Get it? It's funny. It's an airtight joke. Okay. Anyway, that was Triple X. So Heidi Howitzer, that's me. Facebook is kind of a wash. I don't use it, guys. Stop trying to fucking add me on there. And if you follow my Facebook page, I probably don't update it anyway. If you want to really get some insight into Heidi Howitzer, I am a lovely Twitter follow. Highly recommend. Let's get those numbers up, guys. Occasionally I post suggestive pictures of my derriere. Everyone likes those too. That's just me trying to get more followers. You can follow me. You can search for Heidi Howitzer, or you can find me at Thunderdome Style with no E in Thunder, because that was too many characters. So at Thunderdome Style. On Instagram, it is at Thunderdome Style as well, except spelled correctly. Instagram, mostly match photos, the occasional videos, some gym selfies, some pictures of my wiener dogs, maybe some video games and my day-to-day activities. I don't know. We'll fucking see. Outside of that, I have a Brainbuster tees store. I have a pro wrestling tees store. I've got some shit up on Max's Big Cartel website. If you want to, I don't know, follow me more, I don't know, fucking figure it out. Godspeed, come to a wrestling show. I will be wrestling at Glory Pro on February 26th. I will be wrestling at Deadlock February 25th. And I will be at Enjoy Pro Wrestling March 4th. And then I will be back in fucking Japan, ladies and gentlemen. So get them while they're hot. That's me. I'm hot. Anyway, that's
you can find all the information if you follow her. She posts all that stuff up there, so you definitely be able to see where she goes. Best place to get updates.
Down below, and now I've said it, so they have to do it. And you can follow me there.
Well, I was going to say that, but yeah, if you are watching, they are down below. Click on the things.
It's almost like I've seen the show before, guys. Look at
I know. It's like it ain't your first rodeo. So, Jamie, do you have anything else you wanted to add this week? I mean, anything you want to plug? Let's just go for it.
Lion Tamers.
Yeah, great fucking show. I really enjoy this. You're always welcome. Please come back anytime you want.
Please come back. Please come back.
Exactly.
Well, we would love to have you back. So, but no, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. We do appreciate you guys joining us this week here. Next week, same bad time, same bad channel. Let's see where the road takes us. So, Jamie, why don't you go and take us home, man?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you are not down with Total Spotfest, I got 2 words for you.
Damn it, I never guessed right.
Rayon no Chokoshi. Lion tamer in Japanese. You're welcome.
Of course, that's what he used Google for.
Oh, yeah. We'll see you next week, guys.
Peace.